Well, we've all seen the Hollywood call girls in movies, the tabloids, and of course in the news. But now there's a new book that gives an inside look into what it's really like to be a high-class Hollywood call girl. Anna David is the author of Bot, and she's also a sex relationship and addiction expert. Welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
You've got a lot going on there.
I have so much going on.
Yeah, the book is, like we said, called Bot.
Yes, it is.
When I first heard about you coming on the show, I picked it up thinking that it was going to be an account of, different women's experiences being a Hollywood call girl, but it's a little different. It's based
fiction.
On... It's fiction. Okay.
Yes, I did an investigative piece for Details magazine a few years ago where I ended up finding out about these prostitutes that make $100,000 a night. I mean, crazy, crazy, crazy money. Mm-hmm. And it ended up being this very short piece sort of about how rich men find prostitutes, and it always frustrated me that I had learned all of these things and that they hadn't been in the article. So I decided to fictionalize it, and in doing that, I was able to sort of examine some themes that I've always been interested in, which is, how much are we supposed to allow men to provide for us? How much do we use our sexuality to get what we want? How much does this affect every woman and not just prostitutes? Because we all castigate these women and we can't believe what they do. But honestly, what they're doing is a lot more honest than what trophy wives are doing, than what women who, gold diggers are doing.
How so? What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean that they're actually honestly saying, look, I'm young, I'm beautiful, I will provide this for you.
Up front, in other words,
yes, and I'm not pretending I have feelings for you. This is just how it is. Whereas, I lived in L.A., you lived in L.A.
Right.
You see these trophy wives, you see young, gorgeous women on the arms of men who are 40 years older than them, and they're presented to you as a very cute couple. Do you know what I mean?
Actually, you have a point. It's a very good point. And living in Hollywood, you got to see pretty much the good, the bad, and the ugly when you were writing this book. I mean, you saw it all.
Yes, and I mean, I saw a lot of sort of girls who never made it as actresses, but they're getting flown around the world. They're in Milan, they're in the south of France.
So that's one of the main things in the book you're talking about. These are not the same prostitutes you're thinking of seeing with the 5-inch heels and the wigs. No, not Hollywood Boulevard. These are women that would walk right past you. You would never know that they're getting paid $100,000 a night. Former Playboy Playmates.
Yes, and penthouse pets.
Yeah.
And a lot of, in porn, it's called side work.
Oh.
When you
recession work.
But that's a good point that, more women than ever are going into this because of the economy.
Oh.
And
we're not suggesting that, though, right?
No, we are not. No, we are not.
But you're seeing a rise in the...
Absolutely. Well, in sex work in general, I mean, there's a high-end strip club that's saying, in New York, that's saying that, this time last year they were getting 20 applicants a week. Now they're getting 50 applicants a week. I mean, it's an actual rise, and they're saying anecdotally, oh, these are women who had big finance jobs, who have lost their finance jobs, or now they need to, sort of provide because their husbands lost their jobs, so they need to contribute to.
And they're not being run by pimps, like the pimps that we see in television
the
movies.
Fedora and all that stuff. No, I mean, when I was doing the investigative work, it was all madams, and it was these cunning madams, and they were, they were putting each other out of business, and they were claiming, oh, that madam's cooperating with the feds, and they were cracking each other's into their websites. I mean, it was...
Detectives were even getting involved in some of these situations, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, and I had an FBI informant, a guy who had been a sort of enforcer. He would go along and make sure that the girls got paid. And he was now had been busted. He was cooperating with the feds. And I had this detective who gave me the contents of this laptop that it belonged...
Well, we've all seen the Hollywood call girls in movies, the tabloids, and of course in the news. But now there's a new book that gives an inside look into what it's really like to be a high-class Hollywood call girl. Anna David is the author of Bot, and she's also a sex
It's fiction.
Okay.
Yes, I did an investigative piece for Details magazine.